Alright everybody, moment of truth. Meet Angel. All right, so we got a 550 3406E cat. She does purr pretty good. The dealer did leave the engine unwashed, and I requested it that way, to be honest with you guys, so I could actually see you know, what oil leaks there may be, or antifreeze or anything like that. Everything looks good. There's a couple of, you know, like little oil leaks, nothing nothing major, just a little bit on this side. It looks like it's just the dipstick, where the dipstick goes into the engine case, and up here where the turbo feed is. But I am gonna degrease it, power wash it, and you know, just to make sure everything is kind of clean as much as I can. That way I can look for whatever, you know, big leaks are going to be, and hopefully there isn't going to be any, but if there are, just those couple little ones, not a big deal. I can take care of them. The inside, they did attempt to do a floor on this. It's done pretty rough, and the interior itself is pretty rough. I mean, you know, they did put a horn here, so, you know, obviously it's not on the steering anymore, but, you know, I mean, who does this? Wires outside. What is it going to take you an extra 5 minutes to take out this cover and fish them in there so nobody can look at the wires? You know, that kind of stuff right there, it kind of ticks me off a little bit, but that grinds my gears. But as far as the back, it's not bad. Obviously it's beat a little bit. It's just, you know, it's an old truck. Cupboards are still okay. Gotta do, you know, something with some of these. They're just kind of falling apart a little bit, but for the most part they're okay. The couch is pretty dirty. I'm gonna shampoo it, see how it comes out. If I don't like it, I'm either just gonna get like a big towel or a big cover to put over it, you know, maybe as a decoration type deal, and also so it doesn't get dirty. If it ends up being that bad, I'm just gonna reupholster it and just do that and be done with it, I guess. The upper glass on all these aero cabs is trash, is garbage. Spider web, it seems like every little, you know, even the slightest little hit can set that off. Looks like at one point they had a LED strip up here and they left silicone that I'm gonna have to clean up. These always crack on these. Mine had them cracked as well. I don't know what the availability for those is as far as finding aftermarket one. The trim that goes around the little sunroof here, that is pretty easy to find. I've actually seen those in just chrome, and I'll change that piece, but the rest of it I am not sure yet. I'm still kind of debating on what I all want to do with the interior. The floor I'm definitely going to do, no question about that. It doesn't look great. What I was also thinking was I wanted to paint a lot of the stuff in here. Like a lot of the stuff that's gray, I wanted to paint it white, and the blue, just make it a dark blue. But I'm probably not going to do that right away. I will, tackle that at some point. For now, it's going to stay predominantly the same, with the exception of some of the dashboard pieces I want to address. The interior itself, like I said, for $19.99, it's not bad. It's not a horrible shape, but it's not in the greatest shape either. It's pretty dirty in here, so it's going to take a little bit of elbow grease to kind of get it to where I want it. I also got a door that doesn't open, which is the passenger side. I locked it. Now it doesn't want to unlock, so I gotta take care of that as well. And then the dash, I'm gonna leave black. I'm just gonna give it a really good clean. And as far as what I have an idea in my head, and please comment below if you guys think something else might look a little bit different. I'll definitely consider it. What I want to do with this is, so the dash is going to stay black. I don't feel like taking it apart and painting it blue, like I said, just yet. When I, if at some point I end up, redoing the whole interior, I'll tackle that at some point. But I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna give it a really good cleaning. And then the wood pieces, they're kind of beat up, and they put a doubled-in radio here, and when they cut it to make the extra room for that, didn't do the nicest job, and it kind of looks like crap. And they did all that for dual radio. I mean, whatever, it is what it is. So I don't know if I'm gonna try to find another piece for this to change it with, or if I'm just gonna live with that. But it's definitely gonna be wrapped in probably pearl white. It's one of my favorite color when it comes white. I had a 2012 Yamaha R1. There was the Raven edition that came with it was pearl white with some red and black, candy red and black decals on it. Couldn't think of the word. And I love candy red. I had a 2007 R1 that was the candy red. I love that color. I truly love that color. But what I ended up doing with that is I wrapped it in Avery's matte pearl white, and it looked really nice. I was actually really surprised at how well that motorcycle turned out. So I'm probably going to use the same on this. It'll be either a matte pearl white or just maybe a satin pearl white. I don't know if I'm going to go with glossy, to be honest with you guys. I'm not a huge gloss fan when it comes to some things, but just like I'm not a chrome fan when it comes to anything but like cruiser type motorcycles. But even on motorcycles, I don't like it as much as I do like on semi trucks, for example. I think chrome looks the best. Everything else, I want it blacked out as much as I can. But anyway, like I said, I haven't made up my mind on that final color, but that's what I'm leaning towards. And the floor, I'm probably going to do the same thing. It's going to be some kind of a pearl white, and I'm going to do the floor what I end up doing with the dash. And what I probably end up doing is I will put vinyl down on the floor, and then to protect the vinyl so it doesn't get scuffed up, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to put paint protection film, PPF, which is the same thing that guys wrap the outside of their cars with to protect it from rock chips and that sort of thing. if I put vinyl on there, you know, with even, you know, me, I stay with, you know, like slippers on, and I don't put, you know, I don't wear shoes inside the truck. But with everything and bags and whatnot coming in and out and cleaning, it might, you know, scuffing it up a little bit. So I think I'm just gonna do that, and then just put a clear film over it to kind of keep that protected. Either that, or I'll end up painting it. But like I said, I have not made up my mind 100% on that. But what I do know is whatever the dash is going to end up being color-wise, the floor is going to end up being the same thing, with a little bit of a blue incorporated with it. Maybe like a central stripe or something like that. The fenders on these were painted navy blue. It's almost like a midnight blue. And I do truly like that, so I might do a strip of that. And then the steering wheel, I want to do a blue wheel. I'll probably do a 16-inch this time. Union Pacific, like I had on the Classic originally. And if I can find another 15-inch like I did on that I like, I might do that as well. And change the shifter. I'm not going to convert this to a twin stick. Let's just use that for lack of a better word. I'm not going to do the setup that I did on my truck just yet. Maybe down the road at some point it'll just stay with just a conventional one stick and everything on the gear lever, and I'll just do a blue ball of some sort to kind of match the steering wheel. And it does have some blue accents on it. I mean, it's just a little bit lighter blue inside of here, so I kind of want to stay with that theme without having to redo the whole interior. God willing, hopefully everything goes good, and then down the road when the truck needs to be repainted, I'll tackle the interior in the same way as well. I truly am excited. Like I said on the other video, part of me is excited, part of me is scared. At this point, whatever is meant to happen is going to happen, whether I want to accept it or not accept it, or bitch and moan about it. It's not gonna change anything, unfortunately. So, for now, it is what it is. It'll be what it'll be. I can just hope for the best. So, don't hesitate to comment below of maybe something that you think might look a little bit better, or that you've seen it on another truck. I don't like to replicate things that I've seen on too many trucks. That's why with the Classic I went with the exhaust configuration that I went with, and the Peterbilt style battery boxes, because I really hadn't seen that on too many Classics. It's out there, obviously. I'm not the end-all be-all inventor when it comes to customization. There's plenty of people before me that have done it and will do it after me, and probably much better than me. But that's that. I do have some ideas for the outside as well. I don't want to reveal everything just yet. I got a couple of ideas in my head that I want to do a specific way. One thing that I do also want to address is the fuel tanks. The fuel tank on the right, it's larger than the fuel tank on the left, and that bothers me of how it sits. That one takes obviously more space than this one, and it just doesn't look symmetrical to me, and it bothers me a little bit. So I am going to most likely try to find a used fuel tank from just a junkyard, like maybe LKQ Heavy or something, and get that taken care of. And obviously I'm going to try to find one to match the bigger one and not the smaller one, for obvious reasons. But we'll see how that goes. The other thing too that I'm struggling with is I still am trying to find somebody out here in Michigan or Ohio or Indiana or somewhere close that does custom work on these trucks. I probably will want to extend the frame of this a little bit to, you know, maybe a 305, and part of me wants to go with a 315, but I know this is going to be a, you know, pain in the butt for the stuff that I do anyway. But I can't find anybody out here that does it, and I've called, and I've, like, whatever I find on Google I call, and I call the place out here in Pontiac about the air suspension in the front of this, thinking maybe I'll just have somebody do it so it speeds up the process. I'm not, you know, messing with it too much. It's still cold, and, you know, talk to them, and they said, oh yeah, that's our specialty. And then when the guy finally calls me back to kind of talk to what I wanted, and as soon as I told him what I wanted, he's like, oh no, that's not what we do out here. Which, I mean, I understand, but it's also frustrating. I have reached out in the past to, especially with the Freightliner Classic, to a lot of people trying to, you know, come up with ideas or places where they got some things from, and just no luck. I don't know what people's problem with it is. So that's why I try very, very hard to not be one of those people, and you know, if somebody has a question, I try to be as honest as possible. I don't, you know, I'm not out here to, you know, be the only one that does this crap. It makes no difference to me. Actually, the more the merrier. But I will ask for you guys' help. If you know anybody out here, you know, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, or somewhere close by here in Wisconsin that does this kind of stuff, as far as like the framework, you know, to extend the frame, or maybe the air suspension, and you know them, you know, just comment below. I'll you know, contact them, and I'll see what their schedule is like, you know, and obviously whether they want to tackle something that I want to do or not. But I've just had enough with some places as well that I've, you know, contacted so many times, and, you know, not even a phone call back, which is just kind of crappy. You know, I get it if places are busy enough that they don't really care for losing a customer now, but what happens when things slow down? You know, it's a private business. It's a private business. I can't make somebody want my money, or anybody else's money for that matter. But I don't know, at least a right thing and a phone call back. Hey, you know, we got your message. We understand this is what you're looking for. Maybe it's something that, hey, we just don't have time to tackle it right now, or we are so much busy with other stuff. I understand, you know, I get it. It's business. But at the very least, I think you should at least be upfront with your customers, and at least, you know, keep in touch. But like I said, please, if anybody knows of anybody, especially for the frame extension out here close to me, you know, let me know, please. I'm not looking for deals. I'm not looking for people to bend over backwards for me. I'm just looking for somebody to do a good job and shoot me straight on pricing. That's it. I get it. Everybody's got to eat. Just like I want to get paid, everybody else wants to get paid. So I understand that aspect of it. But anyway, like I said, I was pretty busy on Saturday when we went to pick this thing up. That's why I couldn't really, you know, shoot anything, and we ended up leaving for Florida right away. So this is it. This is the ideas on my head. Like I said earlier, please, if you have an idea or a better idea, let me know. Like I said, I'm not the only one that has ideas, and ideas could be good, could be bad. It doesn't matter. You learn something from all of them. But as always, you know, thank you so much for the support. It has been an unbelievable experience for me. This has been enjoyable, more than I thought it was going to be, and I've touched on that before, so I'm not going to bore you too much with it. But thanks again. We'll see you on the next one.